Hi, and welcome to an overview of Class Kenjo. This is a points-based classroom management system. What we're looking at right now is the home page. It shows all of the students in the class as well as their current points. So let's go over the three ways that you can give your students points for either positive or negative behaviors. We'll start with our friend Alfred. Um, so when you click on the student's name, you will get their report. This can be printed to be sent home. It shows their current total here. It shows a relationship between their negative and positive points in a pie graph. And to give them points, you just click Input Behaviors, select what you'd like to give them, and hit Enter. Gives them a little ding on the speakers and a positive encouragement phrase. So you can see it's right here. As you can see, it also gives a date timestamp, which is really helpful for parents to see the date and time that a particular behavior occurred. So we'll do another one for Alfred. We'll put in a negative one. Let's say he didn't put his name on his paper. Gives another encouraging phrase. Those are the positive and negative encouragement phrases are randomly generated, and you can actually edit the ones that you want to have show up. So that's the first way to give points. The second way is with multiples, but before we jump into that, let's switch over to attendance. This will be important in just a second. Your kids can actually take their own attendance as they come in if you have a smart board or they have access to the computer that you're running this on. So they'll come in and they'll select their names, marking themselves as being here, and then you'll select input attendance. So then when you go to multiples, you can have the entire class selected or any combination thereof. We'll go back to select all, and we're going to say everybody was working hard. Great job, everybody. And you can see that Steve was working hard. Stewie was working hard. It's the same for all of the kids working hard. Now, the exception to that is under the attendance. Let's say our friend Philip was absent today. Okay, the reason this is important, input attendance, Philip is absent. Let's go back to multiples. You see Philip is still selected here. The whole class was on task. Fantastic job, class. And when we go to, let's say, Sandra, you can see she was on task, but then Philip, who's absent, was not on task. So it's intuitive enough to know when your students are not here, they won't receive points. And if a student happens to show up later in the day, simply come in and mark them as being here. The third way to give points is by groups. If you look on the roster, this is where you would put your students' names in, and these are the different groups you can assign. I have this fake class for the purpose of this lesson at tables. You can see the table labels here, and I also have English language arts groups. You could have another set of groups down here, maybe like math or something like that. So let's take a look at table 3. We'll give table 3 some points. So we'll go back to groups, and table 3, let's see, let's say they all had school spirit. All right, so one of the people at table 3, let's see, Fred, Ken, those were a couple of people there. Go back to the home page. So Ken had school spirit. Fred, where are you? Fred had school spirit. Alfred, who is not at that table, did not get that point because he's not at that table. Another neat thing that this will do is when you're ready to print reports at the end of the week, you can see on this page on the dashboard, you have a print select. So if you have these checked, check marks next to your names, and hit print, it will print out the progress report for everybody that had a check mark next to the name. In this case, it was the entire class. So you can see the computer working on that, sending all these print jobs to your default printer. Printer's warming up behind me. and so it automatically prints for the entire class. Or you could do individuals or any combination thereof. Okay, the print job's done. So let's say you've printed out your progress reports and you want to clear off the charts. You want to clear these out so you can start maybe like a fresh week. Okay, so you go to your dashboard, and everybody that's selected, if you hit clear student behaviors, it goes through and automatically clears off all the behaviors. Keeps the running score of the points still, but then all of the charts that you've selected are cleared off and ready for the next week. Also, as a final thing, if it's at the end of the school year and you're ready to reset your entire class, if you hit Master Reset and hit Yes, it'll clear out everything to include your student roster and all of your groups, so it's ready to go for the next school year. As a final thing on the roster, this is where you can put in your positive behaviors as well as your negative behaviors. You can edit these any way you want. You can have up to 20 each. Your comments that are randomly generated are over here. You can edit these as well, and there's 10 each of those. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration, and I thank you for your time.